Oh, yeah, thank you for that. I forgot as well. Okay, moving along will be the third application, letter C, for an annexation 25-0011. Property location is 1433 East Warren Avenue. Property owner is Stephen Uri. Are you up? Okay.
Okay. This is in a very similar area, just south of the previous two agenda items. This is 5.96 acres. Similar request to annex this property into the city. There's a zoning case that goes along with it. Similar information. The map on the right does show a blue area, which is the rim of a sinkhole. We'll talk more about that. Again, these are the factors that you are to consider, the Board of Aldermen to consider when a petition is submitted to annex property. In this case, it is contiguous to the city limits on the west and north side. The property is in good standing. It is within tier one of the city's urban service area, and it's within 300 feet of water and sewer. In this case, the water line and sewer line are just up there at the next cross street. So I think sewer is about 200 feet away, and water is about 150 feet away. Comprehensive plan in terms of guidance, as before, the comprehensive plan recommends supporting annexation in areas where there's infill available, where there's utilities available, and it recommends that we adhere to the urban service area agreement. In this case, the plan recommends this property be used for parks, recreation, and open space. And we'll talk a little bit more about that on the next zoning case, our next agenda item. Largely, the property to the to the west and the north are those retired single-family zoning districts. The property to the east is a county suburban residential district. The property itself is zoned A1. Again, it's agriculture. And the property to the south is also that suburban residential zoning district as well. There was some, perhaps the applicants can speak to this a little bit more. There was some discussion at the neighborhood meeting, mainly with regard to zoning, but it kind of centered around stormwater and concerns with water that flows across the street from the sinkhole and things like that. So other than that, staff doesn't have any concerns with annexation. This will be considered by the Board of Aldermen on the 15th, and I'll answer any questions. I believe the applicant is here as well.
Anyone have any questions before we let Randall sit down? Okay. Just making sure. Okay, well, being the applicant, did you want to? Did you want to say anything in addition to what Randall? Just come up to the podium if you would, please. And your name and address, if you would, please.
Hi, I'm Steve Uri, 250 East Rosedale Road, Nixa.
Okay, thank you.
I listened to him, and he was saying, said something about part of being like a parks and recreation zone, or is that what you mentioned? Or? Oh, okay.
We have a comprehensive plan that was done a year ago-ish that blanket kind of, you can explain it better than I can.
Probably best if I reference it in the next case.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll talk more about it when we get to the zoning. Okay. Yeah, but we'll explain that for you. Okay? Thank you. With that, I'll open it up to the public for any comment on the particular annexation portion of this property. The public portion is open. Seeing no movement, we'll go ahead and close that portion. Open it up to the commission. Everybody good? Any questions? Make sure. Okay, then we'd be looking for a motion on this particular application of annexation on this. Go ahead.
I move to recommend approval of annexation 25-0011 as presented in the report and staff's findings.
I'll second.
Hadley was second. Roll call, please. Megan?
Caleb Berger,
Aye.
Hadley Goldberg,
Aye.
Lacey Colbert is absent, Adam Brown,
Aye.
Pete Renfro,
Aye.
Trevor Branch,
Aye.
Jeff Garrison,
Aye.
Suzanne Daniel, and Chad Zickeris.
Aye.
The ayes have it.
Thank you very much. Moving on to the next, which is the zoning application for this particular property, zoning amendment 25-0025. Property location again, 1433 East Warren Avenue. Property owner again, Stephen Uri. Existing zoning prior to being annexed is A1 agricultural district within the Christian County. Once annexed, requested zoning is RSF1 single family district. Randall.
Again, this is the zoning that's paired with the annexation. Again, the area in blue represents the rim of sinkhole. We'll talk more about that. So again, the things we ask you to consider and the board consider, the existing zoning, existing uses, surrounding zoning, guidance from the comprehensive plan, and any trends in the area. In this case, again, everything in green there is inside the city limits, and it's one of those retired single-family zoning districts. The areas on the east and the south are suburban residential, so that's a county zoning district that basically represents areas that are built at an urban density or suburban density on city utilities, on the city's utilities, but it's unincorporated. So the city's comprehensive plan, to answer Mr. Uri's question, land use and zoning are two different things. They correspond. Zoning is a means by which to apply different land uses within a zoning category. So the comprehensive plan in this instance, the area in green is identified as preferably a parks and open space area. And that I would guess that the reason they did that back in 2018 or 19 is because this is a sensitive area. It is a very big sinkhole. It's a natural place for stormwater to enter the groundwater, and it's a recharge area. Most cities would say that's something we need to preserve and take care of and discourage development especially within that sensitive area. They wouldn't have assigned a land use across a property line, so they chose the entire property. I don't think the recommendation is that it not be usable or that the city have to purchase it or that the owner not be able to enjoy it or build a home on it or anything like that. Simply, that's the ideal use of the property. And again, that's not a zoning classification, it's a use classification. So, but going on beyond that, the recommendations from the comprehensive plan speak to the city trying to make every effort to mitigate the ill effects of stormwater, dirty water, stormwater, things like that from entering sinkholes, going into the rivers, the streams, and other recharge areas. It's one of the recommendations that probably guided the Smallin recharge ordinance. We'll talk about that in a second. The comprehensive plan also recommends that areas like this be annexed and preferably tied to city sewer and water and things like that, and prevent septic tanks and domestic wells from occurring inside the city limits. So again, under the single family zoning district, largely it's a single family district. The property owner would have the ability to, within the limits of what the density allows, which is 8,000 square feet, to build one or two homes. It looks you can see as well as I can that the northern side of the property is probably the most advantageous area to do something with. The Smallin Cave recharge ordinance prevents any development within the rim of that or within 50 feet of it. So everything in that blue is basically a protected area. So water and sewer, as I said earlier, would have to be extended from the north about 200 feet away to serve the property. A septic tank would not be allowed. They would need to connect to water and sewer. In this case, sidewalks and trails aren't required. There's no infrastructure in the area. And if I'm wrong about that, there would be the option for a buyout. With that, I'll be glad to answer any additional questions from you all or the applicant.
Go ahead.
Two questions to make sure I understood what you said. So the existing structures inside the sinkhole rim can remain. However, the owner wouldn't be allowed to add on any additional structures, garage, bathroom, they wouldn't be able to do anything additional. Okay. And then with the annexation and rezoning, will that require the existing house to connect to sewer, or they could continue to operate on the existing septic until it fails, or?
There is no existing
Oh.
house there.
Oh,
The
that's not a
structure,
house.
yeah,
Okay.
the structure you see is a barn.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, Hadley.
I have two quick questions. So I kind of see two different things. So looking at one picture, it looks like there's part of South 14th that this tract is not part of. Is that part of the house on that corner? I'm guessing it's Brad, because when I was looking at the notes, it said Brad was not wanting his house on the corner annexed. So is that like the part all along the road there, is that Brad's land as well?
I think I messed up on the map.
Okay, that's what, okay. Because I saw like on there that it went longer. Okay, that's what I was checking, okay.
Yeah, I thought I went back and fixed them. The map in the top left here that shows the two exceptions on the west side.
Yeah.
That is accurate.
Okay,
The little narrow strip along 14th Street is not. part
okay,
of this
awesome. Okay,
proposal.
thank you.
Good catch. I'm sorry about that.
And just to clarify, you cannot develop within 50 feet, right, of the sinkhole. Looking at the picture, there's a picture that where it's the blue shading,
Yes.
and then there's a purple line. Which of those designations is used to measure the 50 feet to stay away from the sinkhole? Is it the blue shaded area, or is it the purple line outlining I'm assuming, where the sinkhole is?
I think, but the best answer would be is if a structure, a permit is applied for, we would probably seek some additional review work to establish that exact profile or where
Okay,
that
so this is
elevation
just
It's what's identified by I don't think it's really FEMA by any means. It's, maybe help me out here, Megan. Do you know where those?
So the blue shading, just to clarify, is the floodplain.
floodplain,
And
okay,
then the blue outline is the sinkhole rim.
gotcha.
That's
Okay.
noted by the Department of Natural Resources.
Okay, but I think you clarified, when an application is made to, let's say, build a home or whatever, more information would have to be attained to make sure they're outside of that perimeter,
Yeah, I think we would use use good judgment. If they're up on the northern end of that property,
Right.
clearly away from any line, we probably
Yeah.
wouldn't require any additional study or analysis.
Okay.
If they were encroaching into it or it was questionable, it'd probably be a different story.
Okay, go ahead.
I was just going to kind of add to what you were asking, Chair. Typically, they would survey that property and they'd survey that rim, and Suzanne probably can comment more on this than I can, but they'd survey that rim so you knew exactly where it was and then offset it 50 feet, and that would establish your boundary.
Okay, thank you for that. Any other questions for Randall? Oh, go
Is it
ahead.
possible to bring up the map, I guess the assessor's map with the floodplain overlaid on it? Can you do that, or is that?
I used 3 different maps to try to kind of share information here, so that's why they look a little bit different.
That's all right, then, never mind.
Was it not this one here? Let me see. There was another map, wasn't there?
Yeah, I just wanted to
Oh,
see
that's a
where
tract
this,
map.
this feature goes.
Do what?
Pardon?
There's a line, I mean, it looks like there might be a bisecting line this direction, and there's one this way.
Okay. This is the one I was thinking of. That's just a tract.
I don't think I have a better map than that.
Well, if we don't have that, we can clarify that if, once they apply for an application, there'll be further investigations done to be sure
Yeah, all
that it's
this would
adhered
be,
to stay away from the sinkhole. in
that's
other
right.
words.
All of these things would be development, would be addressed at the stage of development. At this point, it's just strictly zoning, but if a application is made for a building permit of any kind, whether it's a residential house, in addition to that, one of those structures, modifications or anything. And that's not to say they can't modify that existing barn and pull an electric permit or things like that.
Right.
There's things they can do within that sinkhole, but largely you can't have a structure in there,
Right.
especially a residential structure.
Right. Okay.
And they very well could come in and study it, propose that rim is not as defined as what it shows here. There's exceptions to everything. So I wouldn't say those are hard and fast rules, but that's what we have on just a cursory review of the USGS data and sinkhole data from the
Okay.
county.
You
Did I
sure?
get it?
Anyone else? Or I'll let Rendell sit down. Okay. I'll go ahead. Do you want to say anything towards the zoning application, sir? Or did he clarify your answer? Or, I'm sorry, your question about the park space? So you're good? Okay, okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and open it up to the public for any comments on the zoning application on this particular property. Seeing no movement, we'll close the public portion and turn it over to the commission. Any questions, further comments, or are we good to proceed with a motion?
I'll make a motion to request approval for zoning amendment 25-0023.
Oh, 2-5.
2-5 it should be.
25, sorry,
Say it
I went
again.
ahead.
Say it all again.
25. I make a motion to request approval for zoning amendment 25-0025.
Thank you. Second.
Do I need him to say what it's based on?
Oh, yeah, you need based on.
Based on staff recommendations.
Second.
Okay.
Sorry.
Who wants the second?
I said, give it to Pete. That's fine.
Pete, I guess let Pete.
Whatever's
will take
easier for
this one.
Megan.
We have 2 seconds.
Okay.
Roll call, please, Megan.
Trevor Branch,
Aye.
Caleb Berger,
Aye.
Adam Brown,
Aye.
Pete Renfro,
Aye.
Jeff Garrison,
Aye.
Chad Zickafoose,
Aye.
Lacey Colbert is absent, Hadley Goldberg,
Aye.
Suzanne Daniel. The ayes have it.
Thank you very much. All right, clicking right along. Next application, letter E, is a zoning amendment 25-0023. Property owner is the letter N Route Holdings LLC. Property location is 6101 North 23rd Street. Existing zoning is I-1 Industrial District. Requested zoning is O-W Office Warehouse District. You're up again, sir.
Thank you. You saw this annexation and this zoning case last March. Both were supported, both were approved by yourselves as well as the Board of Aldermen. Since that time, the property owners have submitted plans to build their building, and they realize that they need basically every foot of the property they can to make their project work. So we went back with Daniel Richards, their representative, and looked at different zoning districts with different setbacks. The office warehousing district provides them a little bit more flexibility on the north and south side particularly. The use is basically interchangeable between the districts. Everything they're going to do largely will occur within the building. So it's really just a matter of them coming back and changing it from one district to the next. I'll be glad to answer any particular cases. We're working through issues with water and sewer right now, but everything else seems to be working out. The properties to the north, south, and across the road are unincorporated areas. Everything to the west in the gray is within the city limits, and it's zoned office industrial. This property would be kind of an outlier, but is still within the range of uses that would be supportive. I'd be glad to answer any questions. This is about as straightforward of a zoning case as they come. But maybe you'll give me the zinger, I don't know.
Anybody have any questions for Randall?
Daniel Richards is here for the owner, as the owner's representative as well, so.
Okay, we'll let you sit down, Mr. Whitman. With the applicant, would you like to say anything further to add to what he's got, sir?
I'll just mention one thing.
Name and address, if you would, please.
Yeah, Daniel Richards with Lee Engineering, 1200 East Woodhurst Drive, Springfield. At the time we initially rezoned it, the building fit within the setbacks, but the plans weren't fully developed. They have some office space within this warehouse that they're building, and it works a little better to bump that office space out. And there's a 20-yard building setback with the zoning that we have, the I-1. And this OW zoning allows for a 5-foot building setback. And if you look at the existing commercial park, these buildings, many of them were built closer to the property line than 20 feet. So I think it's consistent with what's been out there. So it would help get the building that the client wants. That's all I have unless you have questions.
Okay, anybody got any questions for him before we let him sit down? Okay, thank you very much. So we'll open it up to the public for any comments or questions. 3, 2, 1, nothing. We'll shut that down. Move it to the commission for questions or motion. Seems pretty straightforward.
I'll move to approve zoning amendment 25-0023 based on staff recommendation.
Do I have, Susan, you got a second? Roll call when you can, please. Megan?
Suzanne Daniel.
Aye.
Chad Zikafus. Adam Brown.
Aye.
Hadley Goldberg.
Aye.
Jeff Garrison.
Aye.
Lacey Colbert is absent. Trevor Branch.
Aye.
Caleb Berger.
Aye.
And Pete Renfro. The ayes have it.
Thank you very much. That being the last application, we'll move on to commission comments. As you'll see below that, it said letter A of number 6, meeting procedures. I've tried to, with Chad's recommendation, I thought it was a good recommendation. We kind of tried that a little bit tonight to ask questions while the individual was up. But that doesn't mean if something else comes to mind later in the application process and discussion, we can bring someone back at any time. But is everybody comfortable with kind of that new little process to maybe move things along a little better maybe, or?
I think
Any
it helps
comments?
also because, and we didn't have a lot of audience tonight, but when
Right.
we have audience, maybe by getting some of those questions answered sooner, that saves us from,
Yeah.
I know not last time was like a marathon meeting, so.
Yeah, I didn't even catch the 10 o'clock news last time. I was pretty disappointed. No, I'm kidding.
Adam was disappointed he wasn't here also.
You got to miss that. Doggone. I'm sure we'll have another at some point.
I know, I was reading through it beforehand and I was like, oh, okay. And then when I was looking at this one to look at the minutes from last time, I was like, oh, I missed a long one.
You missed quite a few comments. Yes. That's okay. All right. Anyone else beyond that? Anyone have any comments to make on the commission?
I do have a question. So today, something came out where it talked about that the special road, I do have a question. So something came out today that the special road district was giving up some of the areas that they cover and that was coming back into Ozark. Does that retroactively kind of go into anything that we had? Like, I know when we talked about Marabella, there were some road things, I think, within special road district, within the thing that we had with James River, which was last month. So does that affect that? And I don't know. I know it's kind of a new thing, so.
Sorry, you say, you're gonna crunch. Basically, they're talking about 18 miles of road. We just got this information. We are studying it right now. So I can't answer. They sent us there's a map, but we're looking at and seeing what they are basically giving back to the city.
Okay.
But it is 18 miles of road that they're giving back.
Thanks.
Thank you, Don.
When a road, like the county has a road, it's owned by, unless it's been warranty deeded to the county, it's actually still owned by the landowners on either side. And whenever that road is no longer needed for ingress egress, then it technically goes back to the landowners. I think that the county is under the impression that they somehow own more of the road.
Well, this is special road district that This is not county, this is special
Still,
road.
but it still applies if that road is in the county road, right?
The roads that they're giving back are in the city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I know there
basically
was-
the roads that they had ownership, maintenance of and all were inside the city limits are the ones they're giving back.
I've recently been contacted by someone who's trying to get a road that the county gave to the city, but they didn't have the right because technically that road was actually owned by the landowners on either side, and one side was owned by the park, but the other side of the road should have been technically still owned by the individual that owned, or that lived across from the park. And I think that they're trying to figure out how they can potentially get the land that was once ingress egress easement that has now been given to the city back as part of their property.
He probably sends an email, gives the details on that.
Okay.
The address exactly, gives the.
Well, it's at Riverside Bridge. It's the old Riverside Bridge they owned
Okay.
up to the middle of the road. And now that's become,
So I take it they've not reached out to the city yet about that?
This is the first I've heard.
Yeah.
okay.
This is first I've heard of it.
I'll discuss it with you whenever.
Yeah. That sounds like a pretty in-depth conversation to be had. Anyone else?
I got one more thing, sorry.
Go
You
ahead.
always have, hey, if you did not get a chance to see Tuck Everlasting at the theater, like the high school made some improvements at the theater and like it's really impressive. So try to make sure, I know some people on the council have kids at some of the elementary schools in there, but that made a huge difference. And then also just, the parade was awesome on Saturday night. I don't know if anyone had a chance to go. I know the mayor was obviously in there, but my kids had like an amazing time. The buzz that I heard from the high school students today was great about it. And then, definitely if you've not checked out our drive-through park and things like that, we do such a nice thing for the holidays. So just kudos to the city for that.
Thank you. Any administrative comments? Mr. Whitman?
No, just recognizing that Caleb's appointment to the commission was approved last, I guess, a week ago, so.
Yes.
Thank you.
I mean, it
Thank
was
you for that.
lots of discussion and went on and on. Oh, sorry, wrong issue.
Okay. Mr. Mayor, do you have anything else?
Well, if I take y'all notice the difference regarding the Chadwick Flyer overpass. The spans are in place. Now, it's not open yet. I had the Runners Club asking me, can we run on it yet? No, there's no floor. It's just wire and stuff. Plus, I gotta get the fencing up, the handrails. But as for the two trails connecting to it, yes, those are ready to go. But it's going to be, in a few weeks, it'll be ready. But again, a great addition to the city and what that is going to mean for people, because we'll have then 6 miles of undirected trails that would, from the city park up to past Old World State to CC. Of course, then we're working on the easements and right of ways from 22nd to, CC up to the old power plant, where we will be connecting one of these years. Not tomorrow, but it always takes time and money.
I've been asked multiple times, is that walk across going to be covered?
It's going,
Is it going to
not,
have a top on it where people
No,
can't throw things
no.
off of it?
it's going to be, it's high enough to say that should hint that from taking place, but I've been asked the same question.
I get it a lot.
Well, I've been asked,
Yeah.
trust me, I've been asked too, and I've asked, and they said,
So at this point, no.
no.
Okay.
If that becomes a situation, then there's always plan B.
Okay. All right. Megan, anything from you, dear?
No, we will be having a meeting next month though, so December 22nd.
Will
Keep
be.
it on your calendar.
Will there be food?
We can have a pop.
Everybody bring your own. Did you say it's the 22nd? Okay.
No, meeting's 26.
Thank you for that. I meant to have that down as a question. All right, well, that one went pretty good, folks. Hey, Ava, you were hiding behind Megan.
Okay.
Would you like to say anything? You're good? All right. Well, we're just lacking one thing, and
I'll move to adjourn.
Hadley's warmed up.
I'll move to adjourn.
I will second. And everyone else?
Aye.
Aye to go.
Overturned anyway.
Dinner and dinner made. If you wanted 45 minutes, I gave you 43.
Have a good Thanksgiving,